welcome back to the second part of the episode where we talk about the NFL, and we're going to talk about how we are now in week 6 in the NFL. So now we're going to talk about last week games. So, Gabe, what did you learn last week in the NFL?
I learned that Chiefs Raiders was a great game. I was facing Travis Kelce in fantasy, so that hurt. But the Chiefs are still the Chiefs. They keep looking good week in and week out. Um, and another thing, when are we going to start talking about the Giants as a legitimate contender in their conference? Because they're 4-1.
They're not. To me, they're
You don't
not.
think they're a contender? You think they're
Nah, I
frauds?
think when Dallas get that back, they're gonna be okay. Then the Eagles looks like the most complete team in the NFC so far.
And one more thing. The roughing the passer calls, it's bad. I don't know how you can't talk about that. It's really, really. I don't know if the Falcons would have won that game if that didn't happen, but that was their shot to win the game, and that was that was a crazy penalty. It was bad. And then it's gonna happen in the Chiefs game where Chris Jones is. Here's my other thing about that one, about the Chiefs one. Chris Jones is coming from behind Derek Carr, who's running forward, and he tackles him. Obviously, Derek Carr is gonna, if he's already leaning forward with momentum like that, and a big guy hits him right here, a clean, easy tackle, he's gonna
Yeah,
fall over like that. There's nothing you can do about that, and that's not on the defender. If they're gonna be playing like this, they need to put flags on the quarterbacks or something because it's bad. Because quarterbacks are, it's so difficult because you have such these big. The league's not full of Tom Brady's anymore, and that's not even a diss Tom Brady is. There's no real. You can't just be a still pocket passer in the NFL anymore. You look at the best guys. Josh Allen, he's huge, he's big. He'll get out the pocket. He will stiff arm you and throw the ball 60, 70 yards down the field. Patrick Mahomes will do the same. Lamar Jackson is one of the fastest players in the NFL, and he's a quarterback. Derek Carr has mobility. Justin Herbert has mobility. Burrow has mobility. You face any good team. Dak has mobility. You face any good team, their quarterback is mobile. So what are the defenders supposed to do? I just don't see what they want them to do in this situation.
nah. I'll just say the roughing the passer. I think the Falcons would have won that game, in my opinion. I think the Chris Jones one. It's just I know why they're doing it now, but it's just so much to go on into this. It's annoying, but they're doing it for the safety of the players. But I get it, but still, we gotta let football be football. Um, with the Giants they can make the wild card. They're not no contender in their division because I think it's gonna be the Eagles. And the Eagles defense is going to. The Eagles defense loves physicality. And I say this: the Giants' offensive line cannot handle physicality, other than Andrew Thomas.
Andrew Thomas has looked like a all-pro this year.
Yeah, he looks way better from his rookie year, but
Yes.
it's just Daniel Jones. He's been serviceable, but he won't just outright win you a game.
No, I don't expect him to win the division. I don't expect them to really make any noise in the playoffs, if we're being honest. But if you're a Giants fan, you have to be happy with it. If
Oh,
you're
yeah.
a football fan, you have to be happy with how Saquon has looked. I mean, one of, if not the best running back in the NFL, getting back into form. He had another great week, 70 yards and a touchdown, 5.4 yards per carry. So, I think they'll be a good team, wild card contenders. That division is what we thought the AFC West was going to be so far through this
Yeah,
year.
yeah. For the Giants and Packers game, what I learned was that why didn't you get the ball to AJ Dillon?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like we see teams if it's like third and if it's like 5 yards to go inside the red zone, they'll be relying on the pass. Bro, just do a halfback dive. Let your power back get you 3 to 4 yards, and just quarterback sneak it. Like what happened to the quarterback sneak?
I don't know because it's an effective play. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, there's time for it. I don't know. I guess it's with them being cautious about quarterbacks they're paying 40, 50 million a year.
Still, nah. If anything, if I need to win, I'm going quarterback sneak, no matter what.
Yeah.
Um,
One more thing
the
about the
Seahawks,
game. It was nice to see. It was nice to see Randall Cobb get almost 100 yards. That was
yeah,
watching Rodgers throw to Randall Cobb
yeah, I
for
feel like
almost 100 yards was funny.
I feel like old times to me. And um, Seahawks versus Saints. What did you learn about that game? What did you see in that game?
I think that those are both just. I mean, those are both pretty good teams. We need to talk more about what Geno Smith is doing this year because he has looked really good after week one when he had week one or week two when he had that interview and he was talking about doubting him or whatever. He's talking about he's just been working. Well, he's proved it. Really sucks that Rashad Penny's out for the year.
Yeah,
In the long term, I hate to say this, but it's probably, I wouldn't say it's good for the Seahawks, but I mean, you drafted Kenneth Walker that high for a reason. And I don't know, the Seahawks have horrible luck with running backs. I mean, Chris Carson, now Rashad Penny. I mean, good luck to Kenneth Walker. They've had horrible injury luck with running backs. But, yeah, I mean, Geno's looked really good.
nah.
On the Saints side of things, Taysom Hill, I I don't know.
They
He
make it work.
he has that breakout game or not breakout game, but he has a game. He has one game like that every year where he just goes crazy.
Yeah, but I'll say for the Seahawks, you find yourself a quarterback for the next like 2 to 3 years, but at the end of the day though, it's like I'm happy Gino's finally doing what getting the attention that he deserves because like when we think about Geno Smith was never really a bad quarterback. He was put in bad situations. Like he was drafted to the Jets, and the Jets were below average officers, and the team's like, oh, he's trash. We're just gonna move on
Worse
from
than below average.
yeah, and then when you see like guys like Brock Osweiler who gets like 70 mil, who didn't do nothing in his previous situation, it's like I don't know, it's weird. So I'm happy Geno getting his stuff, getting everything that
I
he
mean,
deserves.
I mean, if you have Geno or Teddy Bridgewater on your team, obviously you don't want your starter to get hurt. If you have one of those two as your backups, you're not going to stay awake at night thinking about it. I mean, those are two guys beyond serviceable. I mean, if you're trying to win the Super Bowl, you probably don't want them for the whole year. I don't think they're on that level. But if you're the Chiefs, Bills, right, you got one of those top quarterbacks. You have them backing up. Okay, if they go down for 5 games, it's fine. You
Yeah,
know, and I think the talk about Cooper Rush, yeah, he's a great backup, but I think the two best backups would be Teddy Bridgewater and Geno Smith.
yeah. But now we have to look at Geno Smith as a starter now, though.
Yeah, yeah. But the only thing is, it's it's been 5 weeks, 6 weeks, so I need to see it for a whole season. But
Okay.
I like Geno.
Yeah, Gino's been looking really good. For the Saints, Alvin Kamara, he showed up finally.
Yeah, yeah.
He looked, he looked very solid. On
Mark
the
Ingram
defense,
looked bad.
yeah, he did. He was getting stuffed early. He was getting stuffed early in line. Um, Taysom Hill, you did what they needed you to do. Run the ball. You didn't have to throw the ball a lot, but you had to run the ball. So I
That
can't.
passing attack was really bad. In general, Andy Dalton is he's not horrible, but they are gonna have
He
to
lost his
have
touch.
yeah, they're gonna have games like that. I mean, not like that. I'm not saying Taysom Hill's got to get 3 touchdowns rushing every week, but if they want to win games, they have got to have really good games from Alvin Kamara and Taysom Hill running the ball because they're not scaring anybody with that passing attack.
Yeah. I have a question for you. Would the Bengals make the playoffs this year?
I mean, I want to say yes, um, but that's just it's hard. It's going to be hard to come back from, right? I think are they a playoff caliber team talent wise? I say yes, but I mean you have at least I think you have 4 teams that I would say I don't want to say anyone's a lot this early in the season, but I have 4 teams that I think will definitely make the playoffs in the AFC, and I think that's the Bills and the Chiefs. I think those are locks already.
Mhm.
I want to say the Ravens are a lock, and I'm going to say one of the Titans and Chargers definitely take a spot. So that's 4 to 5 teams already locked in, and then we'll just say the Bills, Chiefs, and Ravens are going to make it. You're competing with Titans, Chargers, Dolphins. Um, I mean, you still have the Colts. You have the Jets who have a winning record right now. You have the Broncos who still have Russell Wilson at quarterback, and we know what he's capable of. They have a good defense, have a great defense. Um, you have the Browns who are going to get Deshaun Watson back eventually. You have the Bengals, obviously, and so I mean that's a lot of teams competing for a little amount of spots. So I don't think it's that they don't have the talent. I don't know if there's going to be the space. It just kind of depends how the rest of how the rest of the season goes. And I mean, what happens? What happens with? I think it depends a lot on what happens with the Browns. Because if they can get those wins in the division against the Browns, that's going to help a lot because it's going to knock the Browns down and push them up. So
Yeah. I just think the Bengals need to find a sense of urgency of getting wins because when the Browns get Deshaun Watson back, the Browns have not looked bad. So now the
mhm.
Browns have a fully former top 10 quarterback. I think he can play his way back into the top 10, but he has to get his footing together. But
MVP level guy before. Um,
yeah,
not an advocate for the guy. Personally, don't like him after all this, but he's going to play. I mean, that's just a fact. And when he has played, he has looked really good. So it's scary. Definitely scary if you're a Bengals fan. They haven't played they haven't played the Browns yet, have they?
no, they haven't.
So that's going to be. I think that's at the end that's what it's going to come down to. But I mean, something to look at. I mean, I'm looking at their schedule right now. Right, their last within their last 6 games. Right, they go Chiefs, Browns, which Deshaun will be back by that point. Then they go Bucks, Patriots. So Patriots isn't a crazy hard team, but Chiefs and Browns is tough. Buccaneers is a tough game, and then the last 2 games of the season they go Bills, Ravens. So they really need to get some wins. It's,
He wins.
I mean,
And
it's,
he wins.
but they do have,
That's
they have a little NFC South run coming up. They've got Saints, Falcons, Browns, or Panthers. So they can win if they can go 4-0 over the next 4 weeks. It looks a lot different. But if they can't, they're really in trouble because that is a rough last 6 weeks of the season, and
the
specifically a rough last two.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be really tough. The Panthers' downfall. I blame Matt Rule. I want to blame Baker in a sense
His first year
because
there, though, is the only thing.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I
He has.
can't.
He's been horrible this year. There's no way around it. He's been horrible.
Yeah, he's been bad. It's like there's no reason for you to have Bobby Anderson, DJ Moore, Christian McCaffrey, Terrence Marshall, and you guys aren't a prolific offense in a sense, and then the defense keeps on in games for so long, so they're just gas.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is they haven't outside of this 49ers game. I wouldn't really say. I mean, they haven't really been blown out this year. I mean, let's see. They lost by 2 versus the Browns. They lost by 3 versus the Giants. I mean, they beat the Saints by 8. Then they lost by 10 to the Cardinals. Then this week, but yeah, it's on Matt Rule. I mean, they're just those guys who are just better in college, and he's one of them.
Yeah,
I can't necessarily blame him for the hire. I don't think it was a bad hire at the time. He brought Joe Brady with him at first. So, at the time, not a bad hire. In hindsight, really bad. But, I mean, they're not in. I mean, their competition, and they're not in a division that is set for a long time. None of those teams have, a franchise quarterback. So they still have a chance to make their way back up, right? They're not in the AFC West. They don't have to go face Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes every year. They don't have to go play the Dolphins and the Bills every year. So they have a chance to turn it around within the next couple of years, but they need some talent on that team.
yeah, they do really bad.
Well, I mean, they have talent.
Yeah, yeah, but it's just putting that time together though.
Yeah.
They haven't done that in years. Like Chris McCaffrey, this is the first year Chris McCaffrey has been healthy since let's say 2019. Yeah, 2019.
Yeah.
Since went 1K and 1K. This is the first year. But yeah, I blame Matt Rule and a little bit of Baker.
Yeah.
For the NFC East, Jalen Hurts, you look phenomenal. Okay, Eagles defense, you
And
look
that defense
phenomenal.
is great. Shout out Jordan Davis. He's looked great.
Yeah, they look really good. Cowboys, Cooper Rush, you are being very serviceable. So they are letting Dak heal the way he should.
Yeah.
Um,
One thing to point, I mean, we'll see if they can keep. I'm not sure what their upcoming schedule is or how long Dak will be out. But
yeah,
their offense hasn't ranked very high since he's been out. So, really shout out to the defense. Cooper Rush hasn't lost a game. That's his job, is to not lose games. I'm
yeah,
excited to see those two teams down the stretch. But as of right now, the Commanders are winning too. I mean, they're not a threat at all, but
uh,
just pointing that out.
they're not a threat. And then the Giants, I think the Giants sweep the Commanders, and they still won from the Cowboys. They'll make it in.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've put themselves in a good position so far this year. I mean, they've beat some decent team. I mean, they beat the Packers, so they're getting wins that they need to get. They lost to the Cowboys. That's their only loss this year. They beat the Panthers barely, and they beat the Bears. So two not great wins, but they have a win over the Titans and the Packers. I think that's big for them. So, I mean,
Okay.
that's what they have to do. They have to win the game. They can't lose any games they're supposed to win, and they need to win some that are toss-ups or that they're supposed to lose. So we'll see if they can do that.
Yeah. Predictions for this week. 49ers versus Falcons.
Let's go Dirty Birds.
Nah. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on this. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I'll take the Falcons. Patriots versus Browns.
I'm going to take the Browns.
Somehow, some way, I'm taking the Patriots. I'm taking the Patriots. I don't know why, but I'm taking the Patriots.
I mean, I don't even necessarily hate it.
Yeah,
Toss-up, but
because I think they're gonna make Jacoby Brissett turn over the ball more. Because I think the Patriots somehow, some way, the Patriots always make sure that the quarterback turns it over, and I think they do a really good job of that. And I think Bailey Zapp has looked really good for his first start against a promising Lions team. But I think I think he'll do good on the road. Yeah, Nick Chubb's still going for 150
yeah,
and two.
Nick Chubb is that guy still. It's him and Saquon. We're talking about best running back award this year. It's between him and Saquon right now.
Okay, Jets versus Packers.
I'll take the Packers. They'll bounce back. I don't hate the Jets. I don't think they're a bad team, but I'll take the Packers to bounce back. We'll see what they do in terms of getting AJ Dillon more carries this week.
Yeah, give me the Jets. The Jets are going to beat the Packers. Jaguars versus Colts.
Um,
Hard.
there's a lot of toss-ups this week. I mean, pretty much every game you've said has been a toss-up to me. I'm gonna take the Jaguars. They've got more Georgia players. That's pretty much what it comes down to. I mean, I don't know. That's a toss-up. I won't. You tell me either team won, I won't be surprised. But Jaguars are coming off a bad loss to the Texans, so that is something to think about.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm taking Jaguars. I think Jaguar defense gonna make Matt Ryan turn the ball over at least 3 times.
3.
Yeah, I say 3. He's been pretty bad this year. Vikings versus Dolphins.
I'm gonna take the Vikings. I think Dalvin Cook builds off of last week, and I think that Justin Jefferson kind of I think he stays on track. He went 12 for 154 last week. So I think with Dalvin Cook coming around, where he hasn't been great this year, I think that's going to be the driving factor in this game. I think the Vikings are a pretty good team, and the Dolphins just got blown out. So
Yeah, I'll say this: if the Dolphins have Teddy Bridgewater back, I'm taking the Dolphins.
I think. Well, yeah, I'm talking assuming Skylar Thompson's starting. So.
Yeah, I think Skylar Thompson is starting, but if he doesn't, and they have Teddy B, taking the Dolphins. But if they have Skylar, I'm taking Vikings in a blowout. Bengals versus Saints.
I'm gonna take the Bengals. As we were talking about earlier, they have got to take advantage of this NFC South stretch they have going up. I mean, they really need to go 3-0 over Saints, Falcons, and Panthers. So I think they need it. I think it's setting in that as of right now, they're definitely on the outside looking in for the playoffs. So I think we'll see. Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow go crazy down in Louisiana again.
I forgot. I'm taking Saints. I think if Michael Thomas comes back and if Chris Olave is playing this week, I think those two players will take it over for the Saints for them to beat the Bengals. Ravens versus Giants.
I'm gonna take the Ravens.
Yeah, Lamar's gonna go for 400 plus total yards.
I think the Ravens are one of the better teams in football in general, but especially in the AFC.
Yeah.
So
Bucks versus Steelers.
I'm gonna take the Bucks. The Steelers just I don't know what's up with them. I mean, I know what's up with them, but they haven't looked good this year. Should
I'm
be an
taking
easy win.
I'm taking the Steelers. I think I think the Steelers come out with the vengeance from last week, and they 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 play a good game with Tom Brady. I think Minka gets a pick off of Tom Brady too. Panthers versus Rams.
The Rams. If the Rams don't win this game, that's bad.
Yeah.
But Panthers, like we said, not looking good. We'll see if coaching change. It's NFL so much different from college. A coaching change isn't as likely to, you know, have a little spark. But we'll see if the coaching change gives them a little spark, and we'll see what happens. But the Rams should win easily.
Yeah, I'm taking Rams. Cardinals versus Seahawks. That's such a toss up. Oh my god, that's such a toss up.
I'm going to take the Cardinals. Um,
Mm.
the I just think there's more talent on the Cardinals side, right? And another thing is the Seahawks defense has not been particularly good. So I think the Cardinals can put up some points. Um, so I think that's who win. The Seahawks giving up 39 to the Saints, 45 to the Lions, 27 to the Falcons, 27 to the 49ers. So not a great defense. I think that's the Cardinals take it.
I'm taking the Seahawks, and I think I just think Geno Smith. I think Geno Smith plays a better game than Kyler this week. That's what I
I can
think.
see it. I can see it.
So I'll take Seahawks. Bills versus Chiefs, which is not a prime time game.
Yeah, that was flashbacks to the playoff game last year. That was a crazy game. I hope this one's similar. I really hope.
I really do too. I really
I literally could go get a coin and flip it, and that would be probably better than my actual guess. So, yeah, you have to give me a second to think about this one. Golly, I mean, these are the two best teams in the AFC, and I don't particularly think it's close. I'm gonna take the Bills. I just, I just have a, I just have a feeling. I don't know. I'm gonna take the Bills. Payback, I
yeah,
guess.
I think the Bills win it in regular season, but I think the Chiefs win it again in postseason. I don't know.
I,
I don't know
I,
why.
I hope they meet in the AFC Championship this year. So we'll see.
Actually, no.
But I'll take the Bills.
I don't know. Let me take that back. I'd say Chiefs regular season, postseason Bills. Yeah, Chiefs gonna win. Okay, Cowboys versus Eagles.
Dak's not back, right? I'm just Eagles. I think.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's going to come. I think both defenses are great. I don't think it'll be necessarily high scoring for either team, but I think it'll come down to which quarterback is going to make a play, right? Because Cooper Rush hasn't had to make a play, right? He's had to just not lose the game.
Yeah.
But this is going to be the type of game where you're going to need a guy to go out and make a play. Cooper Rush can't do that. Jalen Hurts can.
Yeah. I also think which wide receiver core is gonna do the most run at the catch.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know both teams like to man up, but Cowboys play more zone. So I'll say if CD and Noah Brown does more after the catch, I'll say the Cowboys. But AJ Brown, Devontae Smith has shown they have done more after the catch. Plus, Dallas Goedert has been a primary option for Jalen Hurts in a sense. So I'll say the Eagles in that sense.
Yeah, it's gonna be a defensive game.
Yeah,
Eagles offense is just gonna be more dynamic with Jalen Hurts than the Cowboys will be with Cooper Rush. So
yeah, that's what happened. Broncos versus Chargers.
I'm gonna take. I almost want to take the Chargers because I feel like the Broncos, because I feel like it's due for Russell Wilson to be who we know he can be. But I'm gonna say the Chargers. I still think they're one of the better teams in the AFC. I would say the Broncos are one of the better teams in the AFC. I don't know. That defense is one of the better defenses, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I'm gonna take the Chargers. I just think they've shown me more this year, at least on the offensive side of the ball.
I'll take the Broncos in a win. It's gonna be like 27-24. I'll say the Broncos to beat the Chargers. I think the Broncos defense lets the offense know, like, we're here for you, but come on, like, y'all gonna have to put up some points.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The Chargers haven't been as impressive as I thought they would be this year. I did think they would be a little bit better, but the Broncos have been a lot worse than I've thought they would be. I mean, the offense has just been horrible. I mean, they lose by 1 to the Seahawks. They put up 16. They put up 16 again and beat the Texans. They put up 11 and beat the 49ers. They're the Raiders' only win, right? And then they put up 9 and lose to the Colts in overtime, right? They haven't shown me a single thing on the offensive side of the ball. And the Chargers have. So I think it'll be low scoring, but I'm gonna have to see it before I pick them.
Yeah. Well, Gabe, that's the end of the episode. Do you have any final words?
No, Georgia's gonna blow out Vandy 55-6. That's my score prediction for Georgia this week. 55-6. I'm getting it on video.
No, I say Georgia wins 49-10. Same score.
I'll say 52-6. 52-6. I think that'll be
49-10.
49-10. I want to see how AJ Swan does against the Georgia defense. I like AJ Swan.
Yeah,
if I'm Vandy, I am finding every business in Nashville trying to get every single NIL I can get lined up to keep him there, because he is going to go in the portal and see where he can go, and I can guarantee you a lot of those options are going to be better than Vandy. So they need to get some deals out for him to get him to stay.
Yeah, well,
that's how you rebuild a program. So
yeah, that really is. But Vandy has taken the right step in culture wise.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, that's what I believe. Well, that's a wrap for the episode. I'm your host, Jonathan Hooker, with our guest, Gabe. We're gonna see you guys next week on the next episode. Peace.